Hello, I'm Anne-Marie Howard. Welcome to the Dennis Kucinich for President Weekly Update for Monday, December 10th. Today we bring you a special announcement from one of Hollywood's luminaries, writer, director, actor Sean Penn. Our top story this week, actor and activist Sean Penn has been an outspoken critic of the Bush administration and the Iraq War. Now the Academy Award winner is making known his choice for president in 2008. Addressing an enthused crowd at San Francisco State College, Penn offered a blistering indictment of political leaders and made an impassioned endorsement of Congressman Dennis Kucinich.
Thank you very much. I'm going to talk a little about this man, and I'm going to talk about a few other things. I've chosen to pledge my support to the singular, strongest, and most proven representative of our constitutional mandate. Dennis Kucinich offers us a very singular opportunity as we share this minute of time on Earth. While the rich continue to get richer and the poor poorer and more numerous, on the verge of recession, we're witnessing the dramatic disassembling of the middle class amidst a flood of foreclosures and unpayable debt. We have become a country of principle breakers rather than principle bearers. We are torturers, and we too often imprison only the weak. When our own administration chooses its bewilderingly un-American agenda, bin Laden laughs at the weakened sheep that we and our representatives have become. Benjamin Franklin once said, "Any society that would give up a little liberty to gain a little security will deserve neither and lose both." Of the Democrats running for president, only Congressman Kucinich's candidacy is backed by a voting record of moral courage and a history of service to our country that has fully earned our support and gratitude. He's been the dominant voice of integrity on issues of trade, labor, education, environment, health, civil liberties, and the one endlessly determined voice of peace. But here's how simple it is. If those of us who truly believe in the Constitution of the United States of America, all of us, vote for Dennis Kucinich, he'll be elected. And if we do so, America will stand taller than ever.
For a complete video of Sean Penn's remarks Friday, log on to the Kucinich for President website at dennisforpresident.com. That's Dennis, the number 4, president.com. The debate over U.S. policy towards Iran was front and center in the race for the White House this past week, with the release of the National Intelligence Estimate revealing Iran's suspension of its nuclear program 4 years ago. The administration's rhetoric had become increasingly charged in recent months, with the president claiming in October that a nuclear-armed Iran could lead to World War III. Echoing the Bush administration's aggressive stance, presidential candidates Edwards, Clinton, and Obama have repeatedly said that all options are on the table with respect to Iran. In September, Senator Clinton voted for a resolution declaring Iran's Revolutionary Guard Army to be a terrorist organization. But while some Democrats have joined the administration in their hawkish posturing, Congressman Dennis Kucinich has long asserted that no credible evidence of an active Iranian nuclear weapons program existed. For months, Kucinich has warned that President Bush is once again setting the stage for war. Kucinich is calling for an immediate congressional investigation to uncover precisely what our intelligence agencies knew and when they knew it. The subject of Iran was one of only 3 topics addressed at a national public radio debate held in Iowa last Tuesday. With the exception of New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson, all of the major Democratic hopefuls were on hand to address questions about Iran, our nation's relationship with China, and U.S. immigration policy. Kucinich shared with the national radio audience his vision of a new foreign policy doctrine of strength through peace. And he challenged his opponents for the Democratic nomination on their provocative positions towards Iran. On the topic of China, Kucinich reaffirmed his commitment to revitalizing American manufacturing and reminded the audience that he was the only candidate to have voted against the expansion of China trade. A full transcript and audio file of the 2-hour debate are available at npr.org. On Wednesday, Elizabeth Kucinich was in Los Angeles, where she addressed an anti-war rally on the UCLA campus. Elizabeth emphasized the role of youth in advancing social change and shared with students Congressman Kucinich's commitment to end war as an instrument of policy.
From me, from my heart to yours, is a call to action. The power that the American people have to really not only decide who the leader of the nation is, but also the leading thought that permeates around the world. Because really, whatever America does the rest of the world either does willingly because it likes it or is dragged into doing it because of the coercive force that America has. Again, it's time to really, for the people to claim their independence, to reclaim their government for themselves, because it's not a government for the people anymore. And it can be, but the only way it can be a government for the people, the only way we can really get the people's message out there is when we as people engage with the system, when we really stand with those who represent us and get rid of those who don't.
From there, Elizabeth headed off to Nevada for a 4-day campaign swing, visiting with Democrats in small communities throughout the Silver State. On Saturday, Mrs. Kucinich was joined by her husband in the biggest little city in the world, where the congressman addressed an enthusiastic crowd of Democratic caucus attendees in Reno. Representative Kucinich will be attending to his congressional duties this week in Washington. We turn now to YouTube video blogger and campaign update commentator Davis Fleetwood.
Nietzsche famously said that insanity in individuals is rare, but in groups, epochs, parties, and nations, it is the rule. Take the pool of likely Democratic primary voters as Exhibit A to support my insanity in parties and groups theory. I often hear from passionate progressive liberals who say that they support everything that Dennis Kucinich stands for, but are withholding their vote because they feel, statistically speaking, he has about as much chance of winning as there is a rainstorm in the desert. Davis Fleetwood from the desert here at Prescott College in Arizona, where we've received over 4 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. And students are coming around to support a candidate whose policies offer the best possible chance for the long-term survival of the human species. Don't be a lamb and line up for the slaughter. Commit right now to vote your conscience in the upcoming 08 primaries. Don't let the media tell you who to vote for in 08. Vote your conscience. Don't be part of the insanity that is currently infecting the groupthink of likely Democratic voters.
We look forward to joining you next week for the Dennis Kucinich for President campaign update. For campaign information updated daily, log on to DennisForPresident.com. That's Dennis, the number 4, President.com. We'll see you next week.